There's a moment in life when everything you believed in crumbles like fragile glass, sharp edges cutting deep into your soul. For me, that moment came on a night that was supposed to be ordinary. A party filled with friends, laughter, music, the usual celebration we attended as a couple. But beneath the gleam of the chandeliers and the clinking of glasses, a storm was quietly gathering. My wife and I had always seemed like the perfect pair. People admired us, envied us even. We shared dreams, whispered plans of the future in the soft glow of our bedroom, and held each other close during those rare, peaceful moments. Or so I thought. Our life together was a painting I had cherished, carefully framed and untouched. But sometimes, cracks hide behind the brightest colors. The night of the party, I felt an uneasy trembling inside me, though I couldn't quite name it. There was a tension hanging in the air, almost imperceptible, like the subtle tremor before an earthquake. I pushed it away, telling myself to enjoy the evening. But then I saw her. In the crowd, my wife's laugh seemed too loud, too bright, almost rehearsed. Her eyes, once soft and full of warmth, flickered nervously whenever they met mine. Then, I noticed the way she leaned in closely to a man I didn't recognize, someone with an unsettling grin that barely masked something darker. Their hands brushed, their words whispered too intimately in the hum of the party. A tightening sensation gripped my chest. I fought the rising panic and approached her quietly, trying to catch her gaze, to find some explanation. Instead, the silence between us thickened, heavy with things unsaid. Then, with a cold, steady voice, she said, "If you don't like it, you can leave." Her words cut through me like jagged ice. The room seemed to blur as laughter and music faded into a haunting echo. The people around us sensed the rupture and their eyes flickered from curiosity to judgment. My shame unfolded in an unbearable spotlight, my dignity trampled under the weight of her dismissal. I left the party without a word. In the days that followed, the facade of our life collapsed. I found messages hidden behind her smile, texts with secret lovers, whispered phone calls when she thought I was asleep. The love I had believed in was a fragile illusion, a house built on shifting sand. When I confronted her again, away from prying eyes, her walls finally crumbled. She confessed not just to the affair, but to a deep loneliness I had never seen. "I never wanted to hurt you," she said, her voice breaking, tears flowing like rivers of regret. "But I lost myself somewhere along the way. I was drowning, and I didn't know how to ask for help." In that moment, the betrayal twisted into something more complex, a tangled mess of pain, regret, and human frailty. The following days were a battlefield of emotions. Rage burned fierce, but so did heartbreak. I mourned not only the loss of trust, but the woman I thought I knew. And in the silence of my solitude, I began to understand my own worth beyond the pain. I realized that forgiveness didn't mean forgetting, and strength didn't require bitterness. I left the house for a time, wandering the quiet streets, breathing in the night air, seeking pieces of myself fractured by her actions. Weeks later, we met in a small cafe, two broken souls trying to make sense of the wreckage. There were no promises, no clutching at what was lost. Instead, we chose honesty and closure, accepting that love can falter and sometimes it just isn't enough. Her last words echoed in my heart. Maybe love isn't always enough. As I walked away that day, a fragile peace settled inside me. The sting of betrayal lingered, but so did a quiet strength, the knowledge that I survived, that my story would not end in ruin, but in resilience. And in that resilience, I found hope.